Some people, they may envy you, follow you on Insta just to pre you. The way they go chat rubbish, the way they go spoil your name behind you. You buy one thing, they go on buy two. Always making sure that they're better than you, but that's you, they do me, go do you. You cannot kill my joy, moo. I say some people, them they hate on you, follow you on Insta just to pre you. The way they go chat rubbish, the way they go spoil your name behind you. You buy one thing, they go on buy two. Always making sure that they're better than you, but that's you, they do.
Hi guys, so welcome to my get ready with me video. So today I'm actually going to show you how I did my face and also how I did this hair, because believe it or not, it's not all mine. No, none of it is mine really, but anyways, I'm going to put all of the products that I've used down in the description box, and if you've got any questions at all, feel free to comment. If you like the video, put a thumbs up for me, and of course subscribe to the channel because I've got plenty of things coming your way. But yeah, anyways, let's get started. Okay, so I just start off by blending out the concealer around my eyebrows, and that's the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toffee. And that will just make sure that everything else is easy to blend later on and stop me from having halo brow. So now I'm using the Sleek Cream Contour Kit in dark, and this is shade number 1. And I'm using this as a base for my eyeshadow. So this is kind of like my eyeshadow primer. So it's really light, so I can use some brighter colours. I'm just going to make sure that's evenly spread out using this bigger brush from Real Techniques. Sorry guys, I was listening to some live music. But now I'm just going to put some black Opal Neutral Light Deluxe finishing powder on top of where I've just put that shade 1, and that will just make the eyeshadow easy to blend out in just a second. Now I'm going with my Kryolan Variety eyeshadow palette, and it's kind of an orangey shade that I got from there. And then I'm going to top it up with a little bit of the burnt orange from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. So these are going to be my transitional shades of this look. So it's going to be really nice and warm. I'm just going to go back in with the bigger brush and make sure that those two shades are nicely blended out. Blend, blend, blend. Okay, so I'm using my Morphe 35W palette, and I'm using just the darker shades at the bottom. So this one is kind of the purpley one. So I'll start off with the purpley one and make sure that's all nicely blended into those transition shades. Back in with the bigger brush as well. This brush is so nice and fluffy, it's perfect for blending out your shadows. I'll go in with this brush a lot. Okay, I'm just going to keep darkening that. So the darker you make it, the more dramatic the look will be. So I was going out this night, so I'm going to make it quite dramatic. So you'll see I'm just going to keep going back in with some darker shades throughout this. And just to make sure it's nicely blended, of course I'm going in with that bigger brush, and sometimes I am going in with the burnt orange as well. That will just make it a lot nicer and seamless as well. So darken out that outer V, and I'm using another darker shade from that 35W palette as well. Once again, just to darken out that outer V. As I said, I want it to look really nice and dramatic. So I'm loving warm shades at the moment, which is why this look is looking very, very kind of sunsetty, I'll say, at the moment. At this point, I didn't really know what I was going for, let me not lie to you. But it turned out nice. So I do this sometimes. So yeah, just topping up that dark colour and then blending it out. Just need to keep going back and forth. So the Morphe palettes are really nice and buildable, which is what I love about them, and they're very inexpensive as well. So I recommend everyone to get a Morphe palette at one point because they're great, even for beginners or more advanced. Like I even use them on all of my clients. So yeah, just keep blending, 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 darkening out the outer V. And I didn't want to use black in this look, so I just keep going in with the darker shade. It's almost black, but it's not black. So you just want to make sure that dark colour does go right round, like the top of your lid, because when you cut it later on, like I said, it will make it look more dramatic. So you don't just want it in the outer V, just spread that along the crease as well. So now I'm going to cut it with my Sleek Cream Contour Kit once again in dark, and I'm using that first shade. So I kind of outline where I want my cut crease to be, and that's usually just above my crease, as you can see. So I take that just a little bit past halfway on my eyelid, as you can see. I'm just doing that there on the second eye. So I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to my cut creases, and I absolutely love them. So you'll see I'm going to play around a lot with this, just to make sure that line is nice and smooth. So line out the crease first. And then fill it in. Yes, as you can see, I'm just going to go back in, making sure that line is nice and smooth, and I'm going to add more of that black Opal Deluxe finishing powder again, just to make the next shadow easy to blend. Still not quite happy with the cut crease, so I'm going back in with my flat brush, and once again with the neutral light powder. Okay, a bit more of that powder as well, just to set the crease. Now this darker shade that I'm using is really nice and like coppery rose goldy, and it's actually I Heart Makeup London Makeup Geek palette. So I got this from Superdrug. It's super cheap, and some of the shades in this palette are just fantastic, like this one. So I used that as the darker colour, so that's just right at the start of that cut crease. And then from like the inner corner, I'll be using from the Revolution, this is the Redemption palette, Iconic 3, and it's actually a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. So it's another lighter rose goldy shade that I'm just going to go in with there, and make sure that those two shades are nicely blended out so it's more gradient. Guys, I'm actually shook. I'm shook. I didn't even think it was going to come out like this. So just deepening that outer V again and making sure it's nicely blended into that half cut crease as well. So you just want everything to look nice and seamless there. So I'm just going back and forth the dark shade and the rose gold shade. Still not quite happy with the cut crease, so I'm smoothing out that line. Once again, I am such a perfectionist. So just go back in with that rose gold. Now this eyeliner is some random eyeliner that I bought in a pharmacy one time, and honestly, like with eyeliner, it doesn't need to be expensive, it just does the job. And I love liquid eyeliner as well because I feel like I've got more control, and to me it's just my preferred liner of choice. That might change, I am still yet to try other forms of liners, but at the moment I will be sticking to my random liquid eyeliners. So yeah, just wing it out. I love a wing. I absolutely love a wing. So as you can see, I kind of line it out a little bit and then fill it in, line it out a bit, fill it in. So you don't just want to do the whole thing in one go. Just want to make sure that the wing is nice and perfect and looks exactly like the other one. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean up any residue eyeshadow on my face before I start doing that. And then I'm just going to blend out as well the concealer that I first started off with as the base of my eyeshadow. Once again, make it easier for blending in a bit. So I actually colour correct using this Kate Moss Rimmel lipstick in the shade 107. So I'm just going to blend that out, and I use it around my lips because around my lips is very dark. And now I'm going to go in with my MAC Mineralize Moisture Foundation in NW45. This is super dewy and it's actually meant to be for people with dry skin. But I've got combination skin, so sometimes my skin is literally so dry in like winter, and then in summer it gets so oily. But this is perfect for me because it keeps my skin moisturised, and if I wanted to look matte then I just add powder and obviously baking as well on top. So I just blend that out all over my face. Now I'm going to highlight with the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Toffee, so just underneath my eyes, above my lip, on my chin, my forehead and down my nose. And then I just blend it out with a damp beauty blender. I was really enjoying my music, okay? Blend, blend, blend. And guys, there's no such thing as too much blending, I promise you that. From watching all of my videos, this is something you will learn because I blend like there is no tomorrow. Okay, I'm just going to go in with a Raw Techniques brush. Once again, make sure it's nice and seamless between my foundation and highlight. And then also, get rid of that halo brow. Make sure that is nicely blended at the top as well. See, I'm always exchanging between my sponges and my brushes. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with the Sleek Cream Contour in shade 1 again. Underneath my eyes and just on my nose. And that will just make it a little bit more highlighted. And once again, blend, blend, blend. Yeah, I play too much, but I've learned not to do this for the next video. So, I'm going to go back in with my black Opal Neutral Light Deluxe Finishing Powder and just put it where I've highlighted with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. So I do like to overbake, but I don't care because after I've done all the finishing touches, I don't look ashy and I don't have any flashbacks, so it doesn't really matter to me. So how I highlight my nose, I do bring the baking powder right up to kind of where I'm going to contour it. I don't know why, I just prefer to contour my nose like this. And put it just underneath the cheekbones as well there. And always put it around your laugh lines just to stop your makeup from creasing later on. Just letting it bake. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the face contour kit from Sleek in Dark. I'm just going to go around where, kind of where my cheekbones are and around the perimeter of my forehead. After that, I'm just going to go in with another brush. Once again, make sure it's nicely smoothed out, and you don't want any harsh lines either, especially on your forehead. So I'm going to brush off that bake. So I start off with the big brush, and that'll take off most of the product. And move on to the smaller brush, and an even smaller one. And this will make sure that I've taken off all of the excess baking powder and I don't look ashy. So now I'm actually going to go in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition Powder Foundation in Dark Neutral. And I put this, as you can see, kind of around the perimeter of my face, but I try and stay away from where I've highlighted underneath my eyes. And I use it for a contour as well, because it's a little bit darker than my highlight, but it's not as dark as the shade that I used for my contour, because I don't want my nose to look too sharp. And just a little bit more baking powder there. This is just how I like to contour my nose, guys. So I'm going to go into a bit more contour powder. Just a little bit on my nose, not too sharp once again. Don't want to look like a drag queen, even though I absolutely love drag queens and I will probably be doing a drag queen tutorial at some point. So for my blush, I use the Kiko Eyeshadow in 138, and now I'm highlighting with the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Soft and Gentle. So it is really light. I know everyone else usually likes to use the darker shades, but I promise this is people of colour friendly, and it just gives you a nice, I don't even know how to explain the glow, but you're glowing. You're looking like a glazed donut, okay? So yeah, I just put that on my cheekbones, above my lip, on the tip of my nose, on the bridge of my nose, on my forehead and on my chinny chin. Just check that I'm glowing. See, I love my lighting because I can really see the glow. And on that brow bone as well, just go in with that Soft and Gentle again. and when you're taking Snapchats later, you will really be shining from all angles. So I'm going to take the product off my lips, and I had Carmex on before that just to keep my lips moisturised, because of course once I start putting on all my lipsticks and that, I won't have Carmex on top. So I kind of carve out as well my Cupid's bow there with the highlight. So I'm going to go in with my MAC lip liner in Chesnut, and this is my favourite lip liner ever, and I love to wear nude shades as well, so this is perfect. I literally wear it every day. So a little bit of lip contouring there, just to make my lips look nice and juicy, and the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Dubai. This is my favourite nude shade ever. Okay, this combination, I will wear it today, tomorrow, for the rest of my life. So I'm gonna go back in with the burnt orange from the Modern Renaissance palette, and then I'm gonna go in as well with the slightly darker shade from the 35W Morphe palette as well, just underneath there. Then I'm gonna go with my mascara. I'll put what mascara this is in the description box, just because I can't find it right now. I can't remember what it's called. And on my lower lashes as well. I love this mascara because it's got a big brush and a little brush. So sometimes I use the big brush, sometimes I use the little brush, just depending on how much mascara I want to wear at the time. So when you're doing your mascara, make sure that you don't get it on your nose, because that always happens to me. But luckily it didn't happen this time. Okay, so Urban Decay setting spray. This shit will last forever. It will not budge, okay? This is the best thing ever. Hair's not looking too fleeky yet. Okay, so this is the wig that I made with some hair from AliExpress. I can't remember what hair it is. But if you want to know, just comment below and I'll try and find the vendor for you. And I'm using my Got To Be glued, and I'm just going to put that around the perimeter of my forehead-ish, kind of where my closure will be. So I'll stick to the lace. Just pull that forward and hold it down. Okay, at the time I didn't realise that it was not dead in the centre of my head, which is annoying, but it's not too far from the centre, and I don't think anyone noticed. Okay, so I use my Gorilla Snot and a toothbrush just to do my baby hairs there. I do love my swoops. This might not be everyone's taste, but I love them, and I do them with pretty much any hair that I do middle part. Honestly, Gorilla Snot, the yellow one especially, and your edges will be laid. They will be laid. I'll even show you one time with my natural hair as well. It will hold, okay? So I'm just going to take my Remington ceramic straighteners. These were about £25 in Argos, and they're great. So I keep them open and I just run them along the top of my head. That'll make sure that my closure lays nice and flat. And I'm just going to run my fingers through and straighten them. So my hair isn't dead straight or anything, but I will have a hair tutorial where I do my hair dead straight. Because if I was doing it properly, then it would take a lot more time and effort than this. But I was going to a rave anyway, so you know. No one was really going to be checking out my hair like that. It's pretty straight. Just brush it all out. Okay, and that is all, guys. So it was meant to be a get ready with me, but it turned into more of a tutorial. But yeah, I hope you liked it. And if you have any questions, just comment below.